Listen, if you went to Aldi, you could be one of these cookies too.
Wow, I wish I went to Aldi and had the day that you had. I guaranteed.
You do not have that fire away mug.
I did. My mom's beautician made this.
Mm-hmm.
Fire away. It's a little souvenir. She gave it to me on my birthday when we announced that it was over. Happy birthday.
Whoever goes to Aldi, here's the two things you need to get. Cranberry chicken salad is a kiss for you. It's so good. And then the kitchen sink cookie.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Oh, they're so good. Oh. Welcome to Fire Away, Seriously Funny Conversations, the podcast where we catch up on things that make us laugh and things that make us human. We are Matt Bays and Leslie Robbins, and today we are going to talk about leadership.
The hard parts of it. We give advice to young 20-somethings.
Advice for the youngins.
High school, we talk about Leslie's epic matchmaking skills.
Oh, yes. Love is in the air. Me and Chris's first fight.
Yes.
Knock down, drag out. And Tom Robbins makes an appearance on Fire Away.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Let's just start right in. Let's make this one of our last three. We only have three left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. We have to do Sparkler of the series.
Yeah.
Because people will be mad and we want to make sure they have a couple episodes to come down from it where they don't leave hating us. Or we could wait till the very last second of the very last episode.
Just say who it is and they're like, bye.
Yeah. And the Sparkler is Billy Black. Bye. Well, tell me about your day. Let's have a mental, emotional spa day with Leslie.
Oh my God. I don't know who listens to this, so I'm just going to lay it all out. And if you listen to this, forgive me, but I'm venting and it's my podcast, so I can say what I want.
Fire away.
Work. I really like my job.
Wait, I've always wanted to say this. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Courageous Conversations in Indiana. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Go ahead.
I really like my job. I like the job description. How about I say that? I like the job description. I enjoy the residents that I work with. There's some of them, I mean, they're really becoming my good friends. Like I enjoy hanging out with them.
Yeah.
But the culture is really eating away at my soul. And I had to have a conversation today. And why is it that when I have to get brave, I cry? I hate that. It's one thing I hate about myself is like when I need to be courageous and say something, I end up crying. I hate it.
You do when you're confronting someone or when you're okay.
But I did it. I was stern. I stuck to my guns. And
You were stern as you were crying?
Yeah. And I spoke my yeah, I did.
I mean it. I'm not even playing with you right now.
I said, if we're employee first, which employee are we?
Explain that to me.
Well, some people are first ones there, last ones to leave, work 12 hours, help with other people's departments, work, try, on time, all those things. And some people don't come to work and are late and do minimal. And when there's complaints, we give them the benefit of the doubt and let the other person work until they're burnout and tired and sobbing.
And let me guess who is burnout, tired, and sobbing.
Leslie.
Enneagram 9. I got it. It's fine. I'll do it for you.
Yeah. And now it's at my breaking point.
So when you said if we're employee first, you mean?
Well, the culture is that we take care of our employees first, because if an employee feels taken care of, then they're able to work better, work harder. They like their job. They are loyal. But
I gotcha.
So if we're, giving grace and all that, how much grace? Because then other people are starting to pick up tasks that are being dropped.
Yeah.
And they're becoming burned out.
Yeah.
Which employee are we first? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you can't treat it like an assembly line, like it's the same for every person, because there are just so many variances with work ethic and age and skill level and many different things. But when I worked at that large church in the Indianapolis area, I had a boss who we hard to work with. I think he and I just had very differing personalities, and we made beautiful things together, but it was very hard for us to work together. He felt it as much as I did, and that's okay. But one thing I really appreciated about him is, and this helped me, he always came back around to this for our whole team. And there were like 12, 13 people on our team at that time in just our department, which was, this is your job, so I just expect you to get it done. I mean, you might have all kinds of things going on, but this is your job. You're the only one who does it. I still need you to get it done. And the thing that did that was good for me is when it wasn't me that was expected to get it done, it was somebody else they had to get it done. I knew that I could count on being able to do my part of the job successfully because they had to follow through. And so, was he understanding and kind when a situation arose? Yes, but it still was an expectation that you were going to get your stuff done. So get all the grace in the world for you, but you are being paid to do a certain job. And so sometimes, even though it's overwhelming and even though it's hard, you do have to suck it up and actually do it. And the thing is, we don't get a life that's not hard. Sometimes life is hard. So the goal is not to make it not hard. The goal is to complete your tasks and wait for the season to pass. But you still have a job to do that you're being paid for.
Yeah.
Does that sound hard-nosed?
No, it's correct. My problem is this.
Now, we're not talking about if somebody dies, right? Right. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, it's like, God, Matt, I mean, my mother died. It's like, of course, people are going to step in and pick up the slack, but I'm just talking about this hard season. And every once in a while, you might have somebody step in and say, you know what, let me get that for you. I get all of that, but if they don't, it's your responsibility.
It's the weakest link. Okay. So don't sacrifice the many for the one. The one you see potential in them, but they're kind of dropping the ball, and you're trying to coach them. You're trying to do all these things. You're trying to get them there. But in the meantime, your awesome rock star employees are getting burnt out and working to cover, and they quit. Yeah. And then all you have is the weak link with the potential, and you got nobody left.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. That is leadership. That is the hard thing about leadership is you have to make the tough call sometimes. You just have to. And leadership is lonely.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it just is. The higher up the ladder you are, the more lonely people get because, you know, they have to make the tough calls sometimes and people don't like it and think that they don't understand or whatever. But that's part of the cost of leadership. You know what sucks is when you're a major leader and you don't get paid enough money for this shit.
Yeah, it's struggle. And for me, I'm just becoming a place where I was really passionate, and now I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to become indifferent, where it's just like at this point, I've said, I've barked, I've complained, and now I've become, I don't care anymore. You know, they say like the weak link, everybody knows that's the person. But then what happens is there's this transition of, okay, but you're the leader, and now I don't trust you, because you're letting all this happen.
Yeah.
And so it starts to, you start losing your influence all because you're trying. So that's it. That's my soapbox. Back to Christmas.
Okay. We don't have to make all of these episodes about Christmas, but I am going to tell you something funny about it.
Okay.
Across the street, we have this beautiful Catholic church, literally staring at it right out the window with a sign that says Live Nativity. And we're in an interesting part of town, very diverse. And it's not uncommon to hear rap music. So it's just funny to me to imagine being in the Live Nativity, watching baby Jesus and sheep or whatever, and to be hearing like boom, going in the background.
Fun, rappy Jesus.
Ooh, Rap Jesus.
That's our next
with a
musical.
W or with an R?
Man.
I know a guy named Ray with a W.
Oh, actually,
W-R-A-Y. Do you know him?
I don't know him, but I have a friend who has the middle name Ray, W-R-A-Y. I've never seen that in my life.
Whenever I heard somebody be introduced to Ray and they would say, hi, Ray, I would stop them and say, it's Ray with a W. And I swear to God, Leslie, some of them would be like, Ray. Like, of course, it's no different. Like, oh, put the W on it. Like wrong. Ray versus Ray. It's like Philip with an F.
Ooh, Philippe.
Don't say Philip with a PH. Don't you dare say Philip with a PH. It's Philip with an F. My
Ray is R-A-E and my dad is R-A-Y.
Billy Ray.
That's his name. Ugh, I'm drained. The 9 in me is very drained. I'm trying to like perk up and be like, but I have drained myself.
Nary do I have a single thing to tell you.
I'm still cackling about your poor mom watching that movie.
Oh, the crying game.
I even found the poster for it, for our story.
Do you see what I mean? It doesn't look like a crazy, it looks sort of like a murder mystery.
But it says sex in it. On the top, it said like murder, sex, crime.
Yeah, but you're thinking Mary Higgins Clark, like somebody cheated on somebody, a little Agatha Christie, not like Agatha Nasty. It's dirty.
Give me your Yellowstone update. What do you think now? You're into season 2.
Oh, you bet your ass I'm in season 2.
I love these.
And I am like not going to stop watching this.
You're into it.
We actually had to put Peacock on our TV to be able to watch it because there's 5 seasons, but they give you the first one free and then they just gonna nickel and dime you. Like you can pay per episode or you can pay a month. So we're paying 1 month for.
You're just like, watch it.
It's just what we do at night. We go to bed, we watch an episode, we go to sleep. It's been interesting. And I'm telling you, there is a girl on there called Beth, and she is just the devil incarnate. And I think we're supposed to feel bad because her mother died when she was like 11, and that was traumatic. And I'm like,
Oh, honey, I know. You can't help it.
I mean, and she's an alcoholic, but she is just looking for every way she can just to be mean.
Yes. The world is out to get her. My mom would say she'd rather beat you up than look at you. That was her. Yeah. She just wants a fight wherever she goes.
Now, what I'm needing from the series is, I like when a person like that every once in a while gets put in their place hard. And I think that's happened to her only once, but it was by her dad, who's just as evil as she is. I need somebody to put her in her place more often. Yeah. Like every 3 or 4 episodes, I need somebody to just shoot the truth at her. You know what I mean?
You don't
to where
feel
she
like
stops and doesn't have anything to say.
You don't feel like Rip does that? He doesn't really tolerate it.
Not in season 1. Okay. No, it's just, I don't know. I'm just watching a bunch of bad people.
Yeah.
I am not going to be one to give a glowing recommendation of this show, even though I do find it interesting. I may run out of steam, but it's interesting. And the scenery is beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Doesn't it make you want to go to Montana and just look around?
Yeah.
Drink coffee and sit on the porch and just look at everything. This was so funny. Today, one of my assistants went to Wahlburgers to get lunch and she brought it back. And my other assistant didn't know who the Wahlbergs were. She's young. And we were like, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch and Donnie Wahlberg and New Kids on the Block and all that stuff. And
yeah.
She's like, and we showed her a picture of Marky Mark. She goes, he looks like that guy in the movie with Kevin Hart. And I was like, oh, no. She was like, he's young, kind of like, he's like my dad's age. And I was like, well, who is it? And so I Googled it. It was Mark Wahlberg.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
oh, he looks like Mark Wahlberg? Oh, okay. She's like,
because he is Mark Wahlberg.
Right. She's like, I didn't know. But I just thought, how weird that there's adult that doesn't know who Mark and Donnie Wahlberg are.
Hey, listen, it's happening. At our gay choir, there's a kid who is 26 and his dad is 52. My age.
Right.
Of course, they don't know.
They were born in the 90s.
And they're full grown adults.
Yeah.
And you just don't think that, like he said something about his dad, la, la, la. And I said, oh, how old is he? And he goes, 52. And I'm like, I don't know why. My mom's 79. I thought he was going to say 74 or something.
Your daughter's 24. That's 2 years younger than him.
I know. This is what I'm saying. It's weird.
Oh, it is weird. I mean, Cassidy's will be 19 next month. I mean, she's an adult-ish.
You had your first baby at 21?
23.
Dang, girl.
Mm-hmm. I don't regret it, but I don't recommend it. For all you 20-year-olds out there listening to Fire Away.
Yeah.
Here's my tip. Don't have a baby at 23. Do what you want. You will. Anyway.
That's your only recommendation for life. Don't have a baby at 23. Also, don't marry somebody you don't get along with.
Or you don't know, or you've only dated 6 months.
Let's give all our best life advice.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we've already got, don't have a baby at 23.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you already have, then good luck. Number 2, don't marry somebody you don't get along with.
Right.
Definitely don't marry somebody you don't really like. People do that all the time.
Mm-hmm. If you haven't lived on your own and have your salary and your paycheck and you know how to pay bills and all that, you're going from dad's house to husband's house, I'd say give it another year. Just another year. Live on your own. Learn how to do those things before you get married.
I think that's a great idea. I like the independence of it.
Yes, you need to know those things. Please take a year to live by yourself and pay your own bills and do all the things on your own, no help. Then do
Yes. And here's something else. We can get real judgy in this section.
Yeah, let's just really dive in.
Yeah. If you're a young person, get your damn driver's license.
Yep.
Oh, unless you can't. But if you can, get your driver's license. I don't know what is up with kids these days waiting and not getting their driver's license. Get it.
I think I know. I mean, my kids could not wait to get out of the house and move. But here's the thing. I think kids, like when we were 16, we wanted to go see our friends. We wanted to be where they were and do what they were doing and doing all those things. Well, nowadays, everybody knows where everybody is. Like we would cruise town and be like, where are you going? Where are you at? You know, that was the only way you could find out where everybody was driving. But now that's not a thing. Like you can get on your phone. You don't need to drive.
Yeah. You know where everybody is because social media.
Right. Yeah. I think that's why they're not pushed. I think they're not motivated for it.
Yes. So kids, get your driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean it.
Here's one. If in doubt, don't. No.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you can, live on the edge and take a risk. Like, I think that's fine. But like, if you're in serious doubt, if there's something in you that's like, maybe I shouldn't, I wouldn't do it. You might regret it, but worse would be regretting doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a little writing theory that I adopted from someone, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. When in doubt, leave it out. I've done that a shit ton with this podcast. If I posted everything we've said, Lord Jesus, we'd have more followers.
People would be like, well, thank God they finally saying something. My mom always says, birds of a feather flock together.
Yes.
She always told us that in high school. If you're running around with the tramps, then you're a tramp. Or people are going to think you are because you're running around with all of them that are.
Yeah. God, all I wanted to do in high school was have sex with a girl.
Really? It's kind of,
oh God, yeah.
Just to like try it out, see what's all about.
Well, not because my hormones were raging, because they weren't really raging for girls.
Right.
I wanted bragging rights. That's
you just wanted to like fit in and say you did it.
Yes. Because everybody was talking about it. And I was like, I want to say something too. So I told people I had sex with this girl from another school.
Love it.
I didn't.
No,
of course not. But I said I did. Yeah. They were like, what's your name? I said her name. Like, where's she go to school? I said where she went to school. And they were like, whatever.
They probably went along with it because they were doing the same thing.
Yeah. So easier to fake when the other person's not there to say, no. That didn't happen. But God, weren't those crazy days? Are we about to get into high school?
Love to. Nothing says Christmas like a good high school story.
Here's one thing. I have people online that will say, you were so sweet in high school. You were so sweet. And Leslie, I talked shit about everyone behind their back. I just did.
Nice.
I was insecure and I was trying to fit in. And if somebody was talking crap about somebody, I was right in there with them, talking big, puffing up, because I just wanted to be popular. That was it. I wasn't popular. And I walked around fearful in high school because I thought if any of these people knew all the stuff I was saying about them.
You knew me when I was in high school. You knew me as a high school kid.
Mm-hmm. You all seemed like nice kids.
I mean, I don't think I was mean.
Did you drink in high school? You didn't.
Mm-mm.
You never went out drinking, partying, or getting drunk?
Nope.
Good for you. Was it because none of your friends were?
My
Or were you like, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to do the right thing?
I don't think I ever had like that stance, like I'm going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Two things. I didn't have really any interest in it. I was exactly who I am now in high school. Like I was in bed at 10 o'clock. I was done with it all. I just wasn't interested. Like when I think about it, I had a lot of friends, but I didn't have like the best friend. I had lots of just like friends that I would talk to at school and friends that I would talk to at church.
Yeah.
And cheerleading. And then I would have a boyfriend. So that's who I hung out with after school.
And when you had a boyfriend, were you like all in, like obsessed with them?
Well, I only had one major high school sweetheart and his name was Guy. I dated him junior year, senior year, and then freshman year of college. And I moved to Anderson and we broke up. He broke my heart. I thought we were going to get married. I had our kids' names and he broke up with me because he didn't want to have a long distance relationship. And we never spoke again. That was it. Done. Sobbed. I watched Hope Floats in my college dorm in my pink bathrobe. I was just down with it.
You've never spoken since?
Oh, get ready. I got a better story.
Oh, yes. Because I'm saying those are always the people that you go searching around on Facebook for.
Actually, he was a photographer in my hometown, reconnected on social media and would chat sometimes.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you have any friends? And I was like, I actually do have a friend.
Like friends to
in Indiana. Yeah. So I asked my friend Molly if she would be interested in me introducing her to my
I know who you're talking about.
She married him.
Shut up.
They have 2 kids and a blended family. So he had 2 daughters before.
You fixed up your ex-boyfriend with one of your friends.
I did because I'm cupid.
Well, you've said this before that you like
I love matchmaking.
Playing matchmaker. Yeah. So you got them together.
I did. And
How
they
interesting.
lived happily ever after. I need to answer this. This is Cassidy. Hey, I'm going to send Tom to get you. Okay. Okay. Bye. See you. Bye.
Tom.
Okay. I need to call Tom.
Hello.
Hey, you're live on the podcast. So be nice. Can you go get Cassidy? Can you go get Cassidy?
If you let me say some inappropriate stuff real quick.
Well,
Yes, please.
Matt says go for it. So here it is.
Well, I'll come back for that one.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you. She's ready right now. So thank you for doing that for me.
All right, I got pizza coming too.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. And we're
I
back.
wouldn't mind a pizza night.
I love a good pizza.
Me too.
I just told him I needed carbs and didn't want to make anything.
Yeah.
Did you ever matchmake anybody?
No, not that I can recall. I think I'm bad at it because I'm not super into looks. I don't think I'm as into looks as most people are. I'm pretty sure that I'm not.
You mean to like match people up by looks? Is that what you mean?
Well, because sometimes I've gone to match somebody up with somebody nice and they're like, no, like, what do you think? I actually had somebody say once, what do you think of me? And I was like, what? And we're basically saying they are not on my level.
Oh, and you're like,
and I was like, but they're amazing. That stuff is just not that important to me. Now, here I sit with a ruggedly handsome husband.
That's true.
I know that. But all I need is a nice face.
But my God, he's good as gold. I mean,
Exactly. I'd like him if he looked like he was rolling around in a ditch.
He's the total package. I haven't found anything wrong with it.
There isn't.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, he got short with me the other day.
It's sort of funny to me.
It is. It's funny to me
it's
too.
Kind of like,
yeah. We had one fight. It's not even a fight.
Right.
Nobody gets mad. I said something that he didn't like. Mm-hmm. And then it was basically asking him to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm speaking in code. He was working a lot, and I asked him to
Not
dial
do
it
that.
back just a little bit, but I said it real sweet, just approached him and said, "Hey, can I talk to you about your schedule?" And he just like, I could see it in his face, like everything got kind of tight. And then he
Yeah.
just goes, "Can I think about this and respond later?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Yes.
Like, sure. This is the blessing of second marriages and of maturity, where I was
Yeah.
like, I don't need an answer right now. It's fine with
Mhm.
me. So he did some more work and he came downstairs and we had ravioli that night, sat together and ate it. It was kind of quiet. There wasn't a lot of talking. And then he got up to clean up. He kissed me on the cheek and we cleaned up together. And then before we went to bed, we had a longer conversation and just like cut a couple deals.
Mhm.
You know, like I'm going to have to work some long days. I just have to right now. What
Mhm.
days would be better for you? And I'm like, this is what would work for me. And anyway, we worked it all out. I mean, no voice was raised. There was zero aggression. It was so nice.
Mm.
We've had in 2 years, like 2 of those moments. And that is it.
Yeah. My ex-husband and I never fought. And I thought that was a good thing. Clearly not a good thing. My new husband and I fight all the time. But I feel like that's better because at least we're getting it out, like we're saying what we want to say. I've learned that arguing, even if it like really makes me uncomfortable to where I cry and scream because I don't know how to even do it, that it's better to say it than not.
I think this is a wonderful insight that I won't cut out because not all relationships are the same. You have some people that there's just an ease to their relationship. That's wonderful. You have some people that fight like cats and dogs, but they really are loyal to one another and really love each other,
right?
And still treat each other with respect and dignity and all of that. So it's different for every person. I get it. It's whether or not you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, he did get short the other day in bed. It was something I didn't understand that he was saying. And I had asked him about it 3 times trying to understand it. And he was like, la, la, la. And I was like, well, it didn't hurt my feelings. And then an hour later, he was like, "I'm sorry that I was short with you."
Oh,
thank you. No, I was like, it's fine. And then I just wanted to stare at his face and watch what he did. I don't get these moments with him very often. So I wanted to see what he, like when he apologized, I was like, it's okay. And then just stared and waited.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
What's he going to
do? When my kids were little and they would like say something, or they wouldn't really say anything mean. They would just do something that was like trying to hurt your feelings. You go, they'd be like, "No, I'm sorry." They come back to you, when they're little, you do that. If Chris got mad at me, I think I would do that, like not in a sarcastic way and just be like, "Oh."
Have you seen videos where parents will hold their kids? And I did this with Chloe. I'd be like holding her and I'd be like, I should be like,
Yeah. I thought you were such an idiot dad, like when they were babies, like doing funny stuff with them. And
I
stuff.
was.
Yeah. I think that was more me when my kids were little. I did stupid stuff like that.
Like debit or credit, debit or credit.
Yes. And
have we ever told that on the podcast?
So when my kids would go up the steps, I would take my hand and I would go up their crack and I would say, debit or credit, debit or credit, debit or credit. And they would make, run. And
trying to get away from you.
Yes.
Well, that has made its way into this house with Chris for sure. And sometimes I think he can just sense it because he picks up the pace.
Yeah, he turns sideways and goes.
Yeah, he just or his hand will just come back.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of that game.
That game.
It is fun.
Yeah. Let's play debit or credit. You go up the stairs first. I wouldn't recommend playing this at work.
No, it's probably not a good thing.
No.
I can imagine those little old people trying to go up the steps. Debit or credit, debit or credit. We're doing a door decorating contest for Christmas. And I found the funniest one, but they don't understand it. I was going to draw a Christmas tree, like out of butcher paper. And then I was going to print off pictures of The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
And just post pictures everywhere around the tree. And it was going to put rocking around the Christmas tree.
This was your idea. Did you see this somewhere or was that it?
I saw it on TikTok, but my team was like, they don't know who The Rock is. They're 90. They don't know. They don't care. Has this been a good episode?
No, it's terrible.
You think so?
Yeah.
Should we start it over?
Yeah, ready?
You get a line, I get a pole, honey. You get a line, I get a pole, babe. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go down the fishing hole, honey, baby. Are you serious? You really don't think we've got anything?
I could salvage this episode, though.
I think we said some good stuff. We talked about leadership. We talked about high school. Talked about
Pat.
Pat.
It's
Pat from SNL. I don't know what
Pat.
P-A-T?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
What do you mean? What's it mean?
I don't know what. Is this
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Pat, the guy
from SNL.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're supposed to say Pat who?
Pat who?
Pat McGroin. You're the worst.
You're the worst.
You're the worst for not saying Pat who.
Shit, I'm sorry. I'm
Pat what? I don't understand. Trying to tell a joke here.
Okay. So Tanner, my stepson, who's 7, came home and he said, I heard an inappropriate knock knock joke, but I'm not allowed to say it. And I was like, say it. And he goes, knock knock. And I said, who's there? And he said, D's. And I said, D's. Of course. D's who? And he goes, D's, the thing squirrels eat, spelled N-U-T-S. And I was like, okay, cool. And
so he wouldn't say it?
No, he wouldn't say it. And so like 30 minutes later, I needed to put decorations on my tree. And I was like, I need to put Christmas decorations on the tree. And he was like, I'll help you. I love decorating the tree. And I said, you like decorating the tree with D's nuts. And he was like,
oh, you win stepmommy points for that.
D's nuts. I would have never done that with my own kids, but you can do whatever you want. Talk about mine.
One of my kids at dinner said that they heard a bad word on the bus. And I said, what word? And they said the P word. And I said, P-I-S-S? No. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
I almost said the only other P word I know.
Yeah, right.
Or almost spelled it. Right. You know, glad I didn't. I thought, calm down now. Don't get ahead of yourself. And I said, why don't you spell it for me? And she said, P-I-S-T.
Pissed.
And I was like, well, that is not nice. I had another one. I was watching American Idol with her laying right next to me, staring at the TV, listening to somebody sing. Out of the clear blue, she just goes, Daddy, just keeps staring at the TV. Doesn't even look at me. What does this mean? Sticks her middle finger right in my face. Like right in my face. Doesn't even look away from the TV. Right. Just, what does this mean? And I was like, well, that means something not nice.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, sorry.
Here's mine. I've got it on video. Riley, age 3.5, was learning her sounds like at preschool. Like H says, huh. Okay, here we go.
Exactly. H says, an H word is whore. Whore. What is a whore?
It's a type of horse.
Oh, okay.
That's
it. Said, oh, okay. You don't even miss a beat. You're like, and what is that?
Whore.
What if she was like one of those little hoochie mamas in a mini skirt and a tube top?
I know.
That's it for us today on Fire Away. We'll be back with more seriously funny conversations next week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/podcast Fireaway and on Instagram at Fireaway_podcast. And watch us via video on our YouTube channel. Fire this podcast off to a few of your Christmas friends. Debit or credit?
Debit or credit, debit or credit. All right. See you later.
You go eat pizza. I love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.